same time. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of like stuff to do in the inventory. I think I might do the thing you said with transparency to begin with, because though might not be the most important thing we thought of the inventory is not fully working, it does help me with debugging what's happening. Because as I said, both of the inventory slots is trying to grab the goddamn thing, so I'm gonna have to figure out somehow how to do that, so they only grab once. I thought I did that before, but it must have just been that I had them so separated that it actually worked. Many VR games also do some those transparency ways of doing it, and it's easier and still works, then it's the better choice. Absolutely. I'm not gonna complain about the choice. I just thought of doing it already instead of fixing the inventory now, just so I actually can like debug the goddamn thing. Because as you said, I was struggling. I didn't know where the inventory slot was, and when I dropped it, it just dropped. Also, I don't know what it's trying to find. It might just be that it tried to find one of the ones that was still like taken. So when it already was taken, it just didn't find any other inventory slot. Good morning, Ellen. I see you're still wearing your wedding gown, not crown. And I will continue to wear it until our marriage is saved. But hey, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. I'm absolutely doing fine. Yesterday, not as much. It's as I said to my mother, it was not bad, but it was low level and wasn't really wavering. Think it like a flat line. just straight up, like no bumps, straight, just kind of low energy. Because yeah, I kind of got a little, not a fit, I would say, but my brain started thinking before I started to sleep, which made me not being able to sleep, and kind of, I don't know, made my stomach like making bench presses or something. So yesterday, well, it was kind of extremely low energy. I can say I was so low energy, I actually completely forgot I had D&D yesterday, which was kind of sad because I really enjoyed D&D. Okay, I really enjoyed D&D. That's kind of rough. It is rough, to be honest. It was not like... yeah, it does suck, because I was actually looking forward to it, and I did see it this morning because I checked just in case. But I was so like restless under the evening that I was sitting like, should I do something with my game? I don't know what I should do. Like, should I continue with this? No, I'm gonna play a game. I don't know what to play for a game. And I even was watching people stream. I just sat there like, I cannot just sit here right now. I want to do something, but I don't know what I should do. And when I went to bed, I just realized, fuck, it was D&D today and I missed it. It's so sad because I enjoy D&D so much, especially with them. It is absolutely wonderful playing that. I'm having 2 D&D sessions. I like them both. So it wasn't really like, oh, now we have the adorable Ellen. Well, happens to the best of us. It does. Like I said, it wasn't really like a bad thing yesterday. It was just really low level. I was just low level and restless. It wasn't like my mind was just making shit up, to be honest. Hi, Ghosty. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, it took me a while to actually read what your name was for some reason. But welcome to the stream. I also hope you have a wonderful day. I completely forgot what I tried to make for voice for him. Do you think he came to see how she's holding up? Yes, it's a ghost. Sorry, my love. You came all the way to courthouse just to see me. I feel like someone has told him to do something. Oh, Soren, I don't know what to say. Blueprints. Huh? The engine blueprints. I can't find them. Do you know where they are? It's me, I'm a ghost. Yes. Wonderful. I don't have actually... If I had a ghost team, I would use it. I think the closest I have to ghost is just me in a blanket. Well, wonderful. I do hope you have a wonderful day, though. He came in here to ask for blueprints. At the same time, I'm not gonna say anything. We have already discussed this. He's kind of an ass because of his personality. So I'm not gonna say anything. But the only thing I see with this, who's your favorite character in Ace Attorney so far? Oh, that's a good bloody question. Oh, that's a... Because now, like, I'm gonna say something. I have played both trilogies, and I'm thinking back from everything. I don't know. I think I like Simon, to be honest, especially against the Sad Monk. It was something very satisfying with listening to him sometimes. Especially he was one of the only characters capable of actually ignoring his religious talk, while everyone else took it in. So I would say Simon Blackwell. But yeah, what I was about to say with this... Simon Black. I call him Sarah and Duck because, you know, bird and human. Ah, fair enough, actually. Absolutely fair enough. Oh, they're in your room. Third shelf from the bottom, on the right-hand side. Ah, I see. Ah, it leaves. Fuck's sake. I have a funny nickname for pretty much every main character. Oh, that's nice. I don't have nicknames. I just enjoy their... what is it called? Their puns. Their puns or meanings. Because for example, the last one, we had the name Inga Kurain something. I loved his one just because it took the piss of having a long-ass name. Like Miles Edgeworth, just a worthy of eggs, and a pulalala. Pulalala, just okay. I love those actually. Those are brilliant. Don't tell me he came just to ask about some stupid blueprints. Okay, what I was about to say. Yeah, he's an ass. He just left. He apparently doesn't give a shit, or he doesn't know how to give a shit. I don't know which one. But I'm getting the feeling the reason he wanted to marry her for one reason is that he trusts her a lot in a sense. Which is kind of why he came here asking for the blueprints. He knows that he can't really handle things himself, and she can somehow handle him. It's a very skewed way, I think, of seeing it, but that's the way I kinda see it. Doesn't mean he's a good person, doesn't mean he's doing things good. I'm just saying that he came here asking for blueprints, because he doesn't know, even though it's his own, but he believes she knows. Not in the sense of, oh, you're a maid, you should know it, but like, you know me. Where would I have put it? Is he really that cold of a person, or is that just how he comes off, I wonder? What about me, Soren? Is he still... Oh, he's still in here. Ellen. Oh, he's back. Okay, I'm not... Okay, that is kinda sweet. I know... That is actually kinda sweet. Things is bad... And he has nothing to do with this, and I don't think he can do anything. Because, for example, the butler we talked about before basically told her to just cut ties with them. Because we don't want a criminal. Which means every single person in this family basically don't give a crap about her. But he at least... Yes, we had to... yeah, especially for Erland. Yeah, like, he was about to leave... But he has at least is capable of saying this. We had to basically call for him before. Even like he would say this. But it still means a little at least. I forgot who we play as in this case. Is it Phoenix or Apollo? It is Phoenix, because Apollo is still in Kurain dealing with the new law system. Yeah, I can't understood you're lost with her because you needed to ask her for blueprints. Ah yes, Phoenix is right. Phoenix is right. It is like reading the puns once again for some of their names. I'm lost without you. Could you stop being so sweet against her? Because we have started actually disliking you a lot. Why are you so sweet now? And yeah, he's technically not supposed to be in here, so they should technically in a sense leave. Looks like showing your vulnerabilities is the fastest way to capturing a woman's heart. Wait, hang on. I have more funny joke names if you want to hear more. Yeah, character. Good question. What do you have for the monk? I forgot his name. The sad monk. There are so many goddamn characters. I can barely figure out like which one to pick. So I'm just taking the sad monk because he was the kind of racist one. Yeah, Naitha. I could not remember that in my life, or even for my life. You should take notes on this, Nick. Yes, Nick is single, so what? Please leave me out of this. Anyway, looks like Soren isn't big on words. Oh, he's Na or sad man bean. We basically had the same thought. Because yes, Simon did call him the sad monk, but I could not say Sadmandi. I think it is. I apparently could read it now if I said it right. So I started calling him sad man. And I just read you actually call him sad man bead. That's wonderful. Okay, what do you actually have for Athena? Now I'm kind of curious. What do you have for Athena? Knowing that, I actually feel kind of relieved. Oh, time for her to pull herself together, literally. There we go. Mr. Wright, I just absolutely can't be found guilty, you hear? Athene's... fair enough, actually. Absolutely fair enough. There's only two more I can think of, and one is Trucy. Yeah, Trucy. The other one I don't remember the name of. It's the little witch from the first Trial and Dual Destinies. Hold on, let me see if I can find the name. Trucy. Fair enough, actually. Dual... Oh, Garan, good lord, yes. What is her name? This is not even a character. Who the hell is... What am I... I am apparently on a anime thing or a... The turnabout costume. Apparently there might be a manga about this. I just searched for witch girl, and apparently I got a... Oh no, it's from Ace Attorney Investigations. That explains I couldn't figure out what the hell that was. Durkestruk. I don't remember who that in most of my nickname. Most of my nicks are just for the main prosecutors and defense attorneys. Ah, fair enough. I am so confused. God, what is her name? The rules. Fair enough. Ah! Dual Destinies Occult Girl, Trucy right, yeah, fair enough. I feel like that's a good nickname for Garam the Rules, to be honest, like, Jesus. Okay, I can't find her. I have no idea where she is right now. I completely forgot about that. Don't worry, I'm going to do everything I can to prove your innocence. Maya is I am a fae. Yeah, I think I can get where that comes from. Oh, that is brilliant, actually. Thank you, Mr. Wright. And then you're also, it's a, me, a. It's a, no, fair enough. Or maybe just Kurain von Strangle. Von Strangle? Who is strangling with Kurain? The trial is about to start, sir. When did it become like fucking London? Knowing him is not going to yield an inch. Alright, we're dealing with Edgeworth now. Completely forgot about that. We haven't dealt with him in a long while in these games. We mostly dealt with just a sad monk in this game, which is technically kinda how every game works. You get one certain prosecutor, so which is actually fair enough. There's also Eddie Waterbender from Investigations. Never played Investigations. I am gonna play it at some point, but I have never played Investigations yet. I'm probably gonna do that at some point. The court is now in session for the trial of Ellen Wyatt. That's why I got a bit confused before, because I searched Witch Girl. Gumball or Gunshoe, fair enough actually. I haven't seen him in a while. I kinda hope they just show him up at one point just because. I don't mean to sound mean, but you never watched the Fairly Odd Parents, have you? Who? Me? If you mean the rule thing, I know of it. I have watched Fairly Odd Parents. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Johanna. I see so many familiar faces gathered together like this. Yeah, Jorgel won. Oh, that was his name. Sorry, but the thing is, I think I watched it in Sweden. In Swedish, which means he has another name. Okay, hold on. Because... okay, I'm gonna have to do this. Swedish name. Because yeah. So I think I am not in the same of like what his name is. Because it's called something else in Swedish, I just don't remember, so that's why I didn't get it. No, actually, he has the same name. Is called Jürgen von Strypgrepp, which actually means technically strangle grip, but yeah, strangle. It actually is the same name. It just instead of what is it, Jorgel? It is actually Jürgen. Jürgen von Strypgrepp. It actually is the same, but because it was in English, I couldn't connect the dots there. It makes me want to go out for dinner and a drink and reminisce with all of you. Oh, that sounds like a great idea. I was dying for a real burger the whole time I was away. We could make it a welcome back party for Maya. How about it, Edgeworth? I think it technically says yes. Yeah, well, after the case then, because to be honest, they have already talked about this. They do meet up and talk about things. Right now, we are in the middle of a case. I have no intention of covering with my enemies. Now then, Your Honor, let us start this trial at once. Oh, I actually mistyped Jorgen. Oh, fair enough. Oh, still on one for a light-hearted banter, are you, Miss Edgeworth? Jokes and good humor are beyond worthless in a court of law. Guess we'll just have to have the party without him then. He's just standing there silent, like he wants to, but not right now. However, were it after the conclusion of this trial, I might consider joining you for a little welcome back. As I said, it depends on where you catch him in this. If it is in the court of law, he is gonna do his work. If not, he'll probably take a drink. I certainly wouldn't mind an invite at the very least. He's still as emotionally constipated as ever, I see. That's a word. Emotionally constipated. Fair enough. Now then, Miss Edgeworth, if you could please go over the details of this case for us. The victim was Dumbass Gloomsbury, a servant in the Sprocket household. And yes, I'm gonna call him Dumbass because Dumbass. Like, it's basically just missing a B. He was in an attendance at the wedding reception that occurred from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Miss Gloomsbury apparently felt some animosity towards Ellen Wyatt, and so, a bit after the reception ended at 10 p.m. It's truly the definition of separating your work life and your personal life. True. There is nothing truer than that, actually. That is fair enough. A bit after the reception has ended at 10 p.m., he assaulted Miss Wyatt with the intent to kill her. The defendant fought back and ended up killing Mr. Gloomsbury. In other words, it was just justified self-defense, correct? If that's the case, then the defendant might not be criminally responsible. That's right. Worst case scenario, I could go for a self-defense to avoid a criminal charge, and she would still not be a criminal. I wonder how Edgeworth plans to counter that, though. The prosecution's first witness will make any view of the matter clear, Your Honor. Oh, who's gonna be the first witness? Is it gonna be a family member or no? No, it is actually going to be the butler. I wasn't gonna say a family member or the butler, but I realized the butler did say he was there. So he's gonna be the first witness. No, apparently not. Who are you? Why are we just... Oh, okay. Wait, you're not a witness. I got so confused first, and then I just saw the lab coat and was like, wait, hold on. You're not a... Are you a witness to this? How? Were you invited to the wedding? Please state your name and occupation, witness. Emma Skye, a forensic investigator. And I'd just like to say, sir, that being in the same courtroom as you is a great honor. Oh, that's right. You're a fan of Edgeworth, aren't you, Mama? Oh, we're good friends and all, Mr. Wright. But just this once, I intend to faithfully and fully testify for the prosecution. Well, thank you. You reckon you're gonna point out the whole time travel thing? Well, the problem is then, does that mean she killed him, traveled back in time, and then killed him before he actually assaulted her? Which means it was more murder. Which would make sense, but... would anyone use the time travel thing in this thing? Which, yes, I believe there's been time travel, but it's basically like a facade. A facade. I don't know how to pronounce it. But basically, people know about it. People planned about it. That's why everyone ignores it. Because they don't want to basically let this secret out. And I do mean that wholeheartedly. I expect no less from you. Yes, sir. I'm going to do my very best. Looks like you lost the popularity contest to Mr. Edgeworth, Nick. I really could care less. Besides, she'll see who's the better lawyer once I win this trial. Yeah, maybe then you'll actually really care less. Now, look at this guy, if you please. Also, this is... For me, a witness is an eyewitness. Like, I understand her being here explaining everything, which is understandable. But it makes no sense. I feel like Edgeworth knows Phoenix enough that the time travel excuse would be viable for this case. I don't know. I think someone is gonna mention it, even though it's stupid, but... Hey, what can man do? What can we do? No, wait. They are gonna mention it, because technically by time traveling means that she never got assaulted. Which means that when he said now that she got assaulted and attacked someone, he started this by basically saying something that can only be impossible. Oh, so sorry, I'm just putting on my little filter thing on my microphone. I just realized that now. If it is time travel, especially check it in a linear way where no one will be able to spot it from the outside, he basically mentioned something that never happened. Which basically everyone is gonna say he... Hold on, we need actually to check when he died. Because technically he died after the wedding reception, and the time travel happened before the wedding reception, and she found him dead. Which means that if he died before the wedding reception, it was time travel, but if it died after the wedding reception, it would already been like an extra day. I'm gonna have to check this. Like, yes, you could freeze the body, they've done it before in this game, but still, you understand my thought at least. Hopefully. The meta weapon was a clock called the Timekeeper, and this victim was hit with it from behind as he fell over right into the lantern. The defender was spotted then, standing in the front of the body. I already have something against that. Hold on, where is it? Ah, here. No, apparently not. Ah, here. You see the little handle that is bloody? It's on the inside of the other one, which means that he didn't fall into it. He must have closed it. He'd be like wiggle point finger near his head. No, we're Mr. Right. For you see, there was eyewitness claims of time travel occurring around the time of the murder. If he actually plays for it, he must know what sort of bullshit we passed through. And he's like, can you deal with this? Because I'm not gonna try to. The defendant was spotted then, standing in front of the body, holding the murder weapon. The victim was struck twice, by the way. Damn, someone really wanted him dead. He was struck twice. That's right, there's no mistake about it. The first blow was to the back of the victim's head. It was hard enough to knock him unconscious, yet despite the fact he had been immobilized by the first blow, the defendant delivered a second fatal blow to the side of the victim's head. Yeah, he got hit with a double tap, apparently it was a zombie. Which means what exactly? I figured it would go right over your head. Let's put it this way. By striking the victim a second time, the defendant killed her last chance to escape from any criminal wrongdoing. Yeah, he's actually fair about that. Self-defense, you can hit them once and then basically defend yourself. But if you start chasing them down or trying to like do it multiple times, then yeah, that's not self-defense, and it's basically just turning the table and you're the one assaulting. She did, but how, Mr. Edgeworth? The defendant may have been fighting back because she was getting attacked. However, she then went on to deliver a fatal blow to a man who was already fully unconscious. Nick, is he saying what I think he is? I don't feel so well. Also, I'm kind of curious with what's gonna happen here. Oh shit, I didn't read that. I pressed the wrong button. I was supposed to press this because, as I said, that handle there is red. which means that someone bloody has gone in there and actually closed it. And he has bloody hands, which means he was not unconscious while going in there. So I'm a bit uncertain if the second tap was actually a fatal blow. Because it can only be closed from the inside, and it looks the most closed from the inside. The prosecution intends to prove that the defendant killed the victim with murderous intent. Allow me to belatedly submit the victim's autopsy report. Why are you so shocked? Like, it is kind of understandable now when he said it, like, oh yeah, double hit. I'm like, not good. Where is it, by the way? It's fine, right? Wait, did we get it? We didn't get it, not yet at least. It's not like we're going to play self-defense anyway, right? Right, but now the judge has a negative impression of Ellen. Also, we're gonna have an ad in about 5 minutes, people. We're gonna have an ad in 5 minutes. Yeah, if they went into hide, then he would have died from blood loss. Yeah, and as I said, it can only be closed from the inside, so he died in there, but that means that the other one wasn't fatal completely. We not get to prosecute much anymore. But it definitely hasn't lost his touch. Yeah, because he's the head prosecutor, so he basically let other people do it. Okay. Let's check the court record before we actually check this. Time of death, 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. Which make it sense we thought of him getting assaulted. Cause of death, cerebral hemorrhage from a strong blow to the head. 1 concussion. I still love the word for some reason, concussion. Because it just reminds me of the other word for goddamn butt. Just tushy. I think it was tush. Tushy, I don't remember. Concussion. Was found on the back of the head and 1 to the side. The blows were caused by the same weapon. It doesn't say anything of direct impact though. It doesn't even say that he became unconscious. It said that the cause of that was a hemorrhage from a strong blow to the head, which means he... does that mean that the brain is filled with blood? I think what it is. I might be wrong about that, but I think what it is was something similar. It doesn't say anything about him becoming unconscious directly, and it only says he was hit twice by the same weapon. So technically he could have been aware, he could have done something, and he could have basically gone on hide. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yippee! It's so weird seeing Edgeworth, actually. Just because we haven't seen him in, like, 2 games recently. The murderer was a clock called the Timekeeper, yeah. The victim was hit with it from behind and fell over right into the lantern. The defendant was spotted then standing in front of the body holding the murder weapon. The victim was struck twice, by the way. I'm gonna push on this one. The defendant was fighting back against the victim, right? If so, wouldn't she have hit him from the front and not from the behind? The victim must have tried to run once Mr. Wyatt started fighting back. That's probably when he got hit from behind. I see, thus the blow from the back of his head. The defendant must have looked awfully scary when she was brandishing that clock. I don't know about that. Regardless how scary Ellen looked, the victim was definitely hit from behind. Okay, so yeah, that doesn't really matter. Apparently the falling was nothing. Okay, let's start with everything instead then. It is early game, so let's do this. Are you completely sure the murder weapon was the timekeeper? Also just pouring myself a drink, so it's gonna take a little moment here. Yeah, completely. The shape of the injury on the victim's head matches up with that of the timekeeper. And it's definitely heavy enough to kill someone with. But why would the defendant have been able to pick up and swing... Well, would the defendant have been able to pick up and swing something so heavy? I tried it myself and I was able to lift it up just fine. Maybe you just freakily to destroy... you should be careful of how you phrase things. Excuse me, Mr. Wright? I have you know that people on the force know me as the dainty forensic investigator. Sorry, but really, you're hardly a delicate flower. Is anyone around him a delicate flower? Pretty sure Maya can do some good punching. Athena, definitely. I don't know about Trucy, but it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. Pearls... Okay, pearls at least. I would say perhaps pearls at least. Yeah, if they went into hide, then he would die from bloodline. Yeah, well, what if he went into there and hide? Yeah, exactly.
Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. Save your antics for after the trial, if you know how.
Yes, sir. It won't happen again, sir. Moving on. Oh, I just realized we're gonna have Mr. Butts in here as well. Oh, dear lord. Oh, we might actually have him in here because he is actually a witness. Oh, fuck. But that's only because she was so panicked when she found the body that she tried to use the timekeeper to go back in time.
Objection!
Mr. Wright, do you have any idea of how absurd you sound?
But Mr. Wyatt really believes she could travel back through time with that clock.
You really should have come up with a more credible story, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Me three, but it's all I got for now.
Anyway, under the circumstances, the only conclusion one can draw is that the defendant killed the victim. That is fair enough. Oh, welcome back. Where did you go then? I basically just read. I basically read your message and we're talking about how to actually like... No, we're trying to find something here. So, not much. I just basically read your message about hiding. I didn't know you went away. Oh! It looks like we won't be going anywhere until we can find a refute the Edgeworth's claim. This is so exciting. We haven't taken on Mr. Edgeworth in ages. Yeah. Okay, Nick. Go get him. I need to rush me, Maya. So, not that much has been happening. We haven't learned anything new, at least, from what we already discussed. Miss Wyatt must have had a chance to escape after she struck the victim the first time. Ah, fair enough. I was just curious because I just read your message and a second after that, I'm back like, huh? When did you leave? But yeah, that's fair enough. I was just me so confused because if I read it just as you wrote it, and I was like, oh, you didn't go and did something. But I believe I read it just as close as you came back. I was just like, what? How quick did you just do something? So why would you stick around and hit him with such a heavy object again? Well, about that...
Allow me to explain. Why did she strike him again indeed? To finish off the victim, of course. This very act clearly shows that she had a very intent of killing Mr. Gloomsbury.
Yeah, fair enough. That's pretty fun. Yeah, just read and like, I'm back. Like, didn't you just talk with your ghost or something? But Miss Wyatt would never do a thing like that.
Then let's see some evidence that disproves my theory.
Are you just going to stand there and take that from him, Nick? I can't refute his claim head on, so I'll have to approach it from a different angle. aka bullshitting. Well, it looks like we won't be going anywhere until we can refute Edgeworth's claim. This is so exciting. We haven't taken... Oh, well, yeah, already we've read this. Okay. So we need to somehow present on something. Timekeeper, the murder weapon. Dub the Timekeeper. It's a clock with a secret mechanism. Okay, so there's nothing there. The peggable lantern in which the victim's body was found. Oh, maybe past me is still future. Maybe past me is still and future. Oh, and future Gani went to chat in his place. I read it so weird. It was like the past me is now the future me. I'm like, wait, what? What are you talking about? The victim was discovered inside one of the lanterns in the reception hall. The victim was hit with it from behind and fell over right into the lantern. The defendant was spotted standing in the front of the body. The victim was struck twice, by the way. Okay, we cannot say anything about that. I think this is where we need to do it. We have Ellen's suspicious third party on the Vista deck. Also, I want to ask you something real quick. Yeah, sure. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna present here, that's all. Do you know how much about statistic? I know the base of statistic, I guess. Depends on what sort of answer you need. Okay. I don't know which one I should try this. Like, I could either try this one, which shows him inside there, but that doesn't really prove much about him falling into it.
Objection!
Okay, not this one. But I can at least understand the basic of statistic. I kinda knew we were gonna fail here. I feel like I'm overthinking something. I just don't know what yet. Okay. Also just realized I still have the costume on. You know about stuff like validity, reliability, and regressive value? No, not that much. What I know about statistic is basically like if you try 100 times and only 60 of those, then you have 60 of those was yes, the rest was no. I might know more, but that part, unfortunately not, because that's nothing really I studied too much of.
Objection!
Okay, so it was actually the image. Letiska, I'm afraid I have to apologize in advance. Well, can you help me with something? Statistics hurts my head a bit, not gonna lie. We can try at least. For embarrassing you in front of your idol. Good. What do you mean? If you take a look at this photo of the crime scene, you see that the victim is lying on his back. Oh, yeah, I was overthinking things so much. If it was hit from the behind, he would have fallen on his stomach. Then he would have fallen over into the lantern face down. It's not enough to simply take someone's side, Detective Sky, even if it is Mr. Edgeworth's. There does seem to be appear to be a flaw in Detective Sky's testimony. Mr. Wright, if you think I'm going to just back it right down, then you're sadly mistaken. Emma is unusually fired up today. Don't forget, she's in front of her hero, Nick. If the Steel Samurai came to watch this trial, I'd want to do my absolute best too. Listen, Mr. Wright. It's entirely possible that the defendant moved the victim's body after he fell over. In that case, there wouldn't be any contradictions, right?
Indeed. That was an excellent counter-argument, Detective Sky.
You can count on me, sir. So, what do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright?
No, it's not possible.
Sorry, Detective, but there is no way the victim's body was moved after his death. Oh, really? And what makes you so sure? Oh, fuck. I was thinking right, but also thought wrong. One look at this here, and it should become obvious. Look where? What are the chances of me finding something with 2% with added odds of... Jesus Christ, hold on. Okay, hold on. I think I might be able to do something here. Fuck. There's sometimes I don't like... Oh, god damn it. Keep quiet. There we go. Fuck, I'm gonna bring out my calculator for this thing. Good lord. Now we're starting this thing again. 1 out of... Okay, so 1... Sort of ask you, but also like, how do you even calculate that for starters? I don't know. Because... What are the chances of me finding something with a 2% with the added odds of 1 out of 2,000, which means that you have a... Hold on. What are the chances of me finding something with 2% with the added? I guess it's some sort of schoolwork. 48. Damn, it's very low, because if it's 1 out of that, it is 0.0. 1 out of 100. Wait, okay. Hold on, I haven't done math in a long while, so... Don't ask me why we started doing this, but I do this now. So that is like 0.0. Okay. Fuck, I need paper and pen as well. My brain right now. So basically, 1 out of 100 is equal to 0.01, which is equal to 1%. So if we basically do 1 out of 2048, it is basically a 0.0004, which makes it 0. 1% is there, which is there. 0.04%. Okay, I might be completely utterly wrong here. But basically, if 1 out of 100 is 0.01, technically 1%, that would mean, if I'm not mistaken... No, I think I might be mistaken, actually. Because that is technically... No, I might be wrong. Fuck, I don't think my brain works right now. No, I don't think my brain fully works right now. One out of 2048. I am actually kind of clueless. I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to figure this out. It's less than... Oh, but no! Shouldn't it be the same then? If you take 1 out of 28, if I divide 1 with that, I get 0.004. That should probably be, because if I do 1 out of that, it becomes 0.01, which is 1%, which makes it less than 1%. So if you get an added one, it would be technically 2.004%. Well, I'm helping my sister's statistic assignment right now, but because you said you knew the basic, I also just wanted to ask, because I realized I don't know much about that. Also, I'm sorry for asking out of nowhere. I'll give you the concept for question. To be fair, it sounded like either like some sort of like school question, to be honest. Hold on. Yeah, wait, those things fell on top of him.
Take that!
Those broken bits of the lantern. I don't know how, after doing math, looking at this thing, I just realized that. But yeah, not the best at this statistic. The only thing I can figure out, it must be lower than 1%, because it's technically 1 out of 2,000. So if I'm not mistaken, it might be something like 1 divided by 2,000 would become the percentage, but that might be completely wrong. But if you basically get a 2% chance of finding something plus 1 out of 2,000 would basically mean you have a chance of 2% time, like 2.004% or something. Do not take that as a goddamn answer. I am basically just giving a sort of perhaps example. But as you can clearly see, they're lying perfectly undisturbed on top of the body. Oh yeah, that's why it couldn't be moved. My brain went, oh, he couldn't have fallen on it, because then it would be underneath him. This means that the victim must have been lying face up from before the lantern even broke. Yeah, you're right. But wait a minute, if that's true, then when was the victim killed? I mean, the lantern was still whole during the reception, right? Right, which means we just overturned a major assumption about this case. If the victim was already dead before the lantern was even broken, then the body must have been inside the lantern since before the reception started. In other words, the defendant asserts that the victim was killed before the wedding reception. Holy shit. There is this Pokemon in Brick Bronze that only has 2% chance of appearing. This is why I don't know much about statistics, like I do take it into account the other Pokemon's appearance rate. Or do I just take 2%, you know, and the one is a chance? There is this Pokemon in Brick Bronze that has only 2% chance of appearing. This is why I don't know much about statistic, like do I take it into account like the other Pokemon's appearance rate? Or do I just take 2%, you know, and the one before is a chance the Pokemon is shiny with a shiny charm? Okay, I cannot give you a full answer of the number, but if it's a 2% chance of the Pokemon to appear, then it's a 2% chance, which means that even if you don't need to calculate the other Pokemons, because if it's a 2% chance, it's a 2% chance. Let's easily say like there is a 5% chance for another one, 3 for the other one, 50 for one of them. That means that it's still gonna calculate up to 100. So you don't need to worry about the other Pokemon's appearance rate, because if it is a 2% chance of appearing, then it's a 2% of appearing. Now, it being a shiny is more often full on, so that doesn't have anything to do with the 2%. It's more of a, while reaching that 2%, you have a 1 in 2000 to actually reach and get a shiny. But that just also means that getting that shiny would be more difficult, because you're looking for a Pokemon that is 2% out of the 100%, and then 1 out of 2048 of that, which means it's gonna be much more smaller than even 2% to get it. Can't fully do the math, it just means that it goes from 2% to like 0.000 something percent. Okay, so let's say there's 7 Pokemon with a 2%, one being one of them. Does the overall percentage of the other Pokemon matter, or does it just need to take that one Pokemon's 2%? Only that Pokemon. Because everyone else has a certain percentage of being found if you use 7 different Pokemons. So let us easily say that the sum of all those Pokemons in percentage becomes 100. Then the one you want only has 2 of those percentage. So you don't need to calculate the other Pokemons, because at 2%, finding this Pokemon in between 7 is still gonna be 2%. It's kind of like when you do like a gacha game. It's like it's not gonna change too much just because of 2% if the other one has a 3%. It's still gonna be the same because it's a certain chance of getting it. Because if the other Pokemons basically had a other percentage, that would mean it would be a, perhaps, I don't know, 20% chance of not finding a Pokemon wouldn't work. So you don't need to deal with the other Pokemons, you only need the 2%. When Mr. Wyatt was seen standing in front of the body after the reception, it wasn't in the moment just after the murder was committed. It was the moment she appeared to discover the body, just like Mr. Wyatt claims.
Objection!
Whether the act was committed before or after the reception is entirely inconsequential. After all, it was the defendant who prepared the reception hall for the event in question. No, it was not. Therefore, the murder occurred to change nothing with regards to her guilt. She could have killed the victim before the reception, as you claim, and then try to hide his body in the lantern after the event.
Objection!
Sorry, but that doesn't make any sense. I mean, where would the body have been hiding during the reception in your scenario?
That's...
If you have to admit, Miss Edgeworth, that this has opened up a new possibility.
Do explain, Mr. Wright.
Well, if Miss Wyatt didn't commit the crime in the reception hall, and that means someone somewhere put the victim's body into the lantern. I suppose that makes sense. A dead body couldn't have put it itself in there. Exactly, Your Honor. In other words, if the murder actually occurred after the reception, it opens... before the reception, it opens up the possibility that the defendant didn't do it. The defendant didn't commit this murder. Apparently, that was not it. Oh, I think I get it. And if I want to find another Pokemon in that overall that has a 15 chance in finding it, do I add both percentages so it'll be 2 plus 15, 17? Or do I count them separately? Depends on. If it doesn't matter, you add them together. If you want both of them, you don't add them together. But yeah. So it depends on, like, if it doesn't matter, yes, it's a 70% chance of getting either one of them. In a sense, it's still technically a 2% chance of getting one of them, but either of them, it's a 17% chance. Yeah, if the murder actually occurred before the reception, opens up a possibility he was killed somewhere else. Somewhere else? Oh, fair enough, actually. If the body was hidden inside the lantern, then it's possible that the body was moved along with it from somewhere else. Oh, you're right!
You can run that mouth of yours all you want. But do you have any evidence to suppose what's coming out of it, Mr. Wright?
It feels like I get it, but also don't. That is fair enough. Like, these kind of statistic stuff you're asking is not the easiest either. Just gonna check something, just in case here. Yeah, and if we do this... Yeah, okay, I just want to check something. What's left at the crime scene that will point us to where the victim was really killed. Nevertheless, thank you for answering that, and sorry for using up your brain power. No problem, I barely had any brain power to begin with, but we did something at least. Very well, Mr. Wright, in that case. What proves that the lantern and the body were moved from somewhere else? A picture again.
Take that!
The photo of the victim again. Yes. The pedals.
Take that!
Flower petals, Mr. Wright. Yeah, we know where they came from. Those petals are from some kind of flower that were not present in the reception hall. This means they're gotten in there in the lantern when it was somewhere else. Just where do you propose this somewhere else to be, Mr. Wright? I propose that this piece of evidence will tell us where the flower petals come from. His picture, because the flowers is standing there. Please take a look at the flowers in this picture of the hold. Notice how their petals are the same shape as the petals in the crime scene photo. Yeah, I see. They do look to be from the same kind of flower. Is that really all you got? A flower is a flower. A flower is a flower is a flower. They're all the same. I would hardly call what you presented compelling evidence. I'm afraid I couldn't disagree with you more, Mr. Edgeworth. I gave flowers of this type to my lovely wife once when we were young. So I can assure you that this is a very meaningful and compelling evidence indeed. I love he actually took our side for once, just because of this weird thing going on. The soundness of my judgment is this matter is backed by nothing less than my pure love. Your Honor. Let it go, Miss Edgeworth. It's clearly you don't know much about flowers. It's not like you have anyone who could actually give it any to after all. Damn! Well, maybe you should study up on them, just in case the opportunity presents itself. This is from a man who only knows the names of 3 types of flowers. That's hardly relevant to the case at hand. Fair enough. God, we managed to actually roast it. From your own boyfriend as well. Well, fair enough. The defense assert that it's highly probable that the victim was killed in this hold. If the body was then placed in the lantern and moved in the reception hall for some reason, it will completely destroy the prosecution's case. Then you mean the body was... Yes, the victim's body was moved. Inside the lantern during the entire beautiful wedding reception. Also look at the guy in the background looking at the lantern. Wait, hold on. Which lantern was supposed to be over there? Yeah, it's supposed to be the cow. Here's the funny part. They did say that Ellen herself set the scene because, well, she was a maid and she wanted to do things herself. And apparently she was to make a pega cow lantern on the left side and a bull lantern on the right. Here's the funny part. Someone said they probably just messed up. But they are actually a bull and a cow over there. So what is interesting is that someone making this reception took 2 bulls. Which is also a bit of a proof that this is actually time travel. But with a sense of people know it is time travel. Because they are faking it. Inside the lantern during the entire beautiful wedding reception. While the defendant and her betrothed were celebrating their love... What?
Objection!
Oh, you silenced the orchestra apparently.
Your smooth talking might work on his honor, but it won't work on me.
I think you start to actually have a right direction when you call him boyfriend. Or at least call him the Phoenix boyfriend.
Take another look at the evidence and you'll see what I mean.
I wish you would just tell me already.
Detective Sky, I am sure you are already figured out what I'm talking about, correct?
Of course, sir. Mr. Wright is the only one here who hasn't. Why did you leave this to me, Miss Edgeworth?
Very well. Let's see what you can do.
Detective Sky, please give your testimony to this court. Okay, what exactly is it that we're missing, Edgeworth? Tell me your secret. I have to play games more where I actually say that. Like, each time I say that, I just get nostalgia from the original Another Code. Or... The victim could not have been killed before the reception. The autopsy report states that the estimated time of death was after the reception. And that estimated time of death is correct. There's no way it could be wrong. Bro, I'm gonna better get a smug face out of her face. She really is trying to get Edgeworth a good side. She really is. It's clear Mr. Gloomsbury was killed after the reception. And that completely contradicts your claim. I guess so.
Oh, tell me you at least looked at a cursory glance at the autopsy report, Mr. Wright.
Am I really trying to be the Maya to Edgeworth Phoenix? Yeah, I think.
It appears you've grown rusty since our last outgoing. Might I suggest you go back and brush up on the basics?
Sure, though I must say you're as cocky as ever, Mr. Edgeworth.
I beg your pardon.
What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? I'm just saying that I'll go back to basic if that's what Mr. Edgeworth wants. I'll prove how badly he's underestimating me with an old-fashioned cross-examination. Very well. Let's see you put your money where your mouth is, Mr. Wright. Time travel. As I said, there is time travel. It's just that everyone fakes the time travel. So when everyone says, oh, he died after the wedding reception. Yes, he did. But he died after the first one. Not the second one. The first one. The victim could not have been killed before the reception. The autopsy states that the... Okay, yeah. Okay, let's just press everything. I don't know if there's anything here that is too important right now. You sound pretty certain. You must have some solid grounds for making that claim, right? Of course I do. And you're going to feel silly when I show you what they are. Ready? Feast your eyes on this. Yeah, fair enough.
Hold it!
I have read the autopsy report too, you know. Then you don't need to explain. Then you don't need me to explain it to you, right? How's there's no way the victim could have been killed before the reception, I mean. Detective Sky, I think you overlooked something big. I have. Why don't you take another look at the evidence? But I already looked at all the evidence quite carefully too, I have, you know.
Detective Sky, do not be taken in by his verbal antics. He is simply bluffing, as always.
Right, sir.
Hold it!
Is it possible that the culprit did something to obscure the real time of death? No, not in this case. There was no snow or anything to keep the body from decomposing. And there's no fridge on that airship big enough to fit a body in it.
Oh, so you're already checked onto that, I see.
It all comes down to the estimated time of death, doesn't it? Couldn't the killer mess with the victim's time of death by keeping the body on ice? Yeah, if they had the means to. The prosecution is treating the estimated time of death as an absolute. But is it really? I take it you don't think it is, huh, Nick? In that case, we're going to have to find a way to convince them otherwise. Yeah, there's gotta be a way somehow. Okay, so we need evidence in either of these. The victim could not have been killed before the reception. The autopsy report that states that the estimated time of death was after reception. Okay, we need to somehow find something with a timestamp, I think. We need something that tells us the time. I don't know if that back there is actually a clock that is working. The only thing I can see is that he's looking at the lantern. That's all. Time travel, not yet. This doesn't mean much right now. Large amount of dry ice. Whoop, sorry, I was looking for the part where they couldn't change it. The victim could not have been killed before the reception. Their autopsy report states that the estimated time of death was the reception. And the estimated time of death is correct, there's no way it could be wrong.
Objection!
Dry ice. I admit that the estimated time of death does contradict my theory. Finally, and that means your theory that the victim was killed before the reception is still entirely plausible. Huh? What makes you think that? The killer could have falsified the time of death by using a certain item in the reception hall. Please take a look at this. What is that contraption, Mr. Wright? It's a fog machine, Your Honor, used to create a special or romantic atmosphere in the hall, or scary, depending on if it's Halloween or not. This machine could have been used to falsify the time of death. Yes, Your Honor, because this machine uses dry ice to perform its magic. Dry ice. Oh yes, the super cool cold stuff that commonly used to make it a theatrical fog, right? I see, so your claim is that this dry ice was used to keep the body cold. In that case, I guess the victim could have been killed before the reception. She looks so sad. She looked so sad. Order in court. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this development?
That a victim was killed in the hall before the victim reception. That the prosecution acknowledged the possibility of this claim.
Now we're getting somewhere.
The prosecution would also like to thank you, Miss Wright.
Huh? For what?
I didn't know how a certain piece of evidence fit into this case. But now, thanks to you, I do.
What piece of evidence?
To get into the hold, one needs a key card like this one.
Yeah, she looks so sad, especially since she just failed in front of her idol, yeah. Dumbass, Piers, and Ellen. Wait a second, but... Her key card were in the house. The reason was because Butts got there. And yes, simple. But did you fucking use her key card to get in somewhere? Oh, I'm gonna strangle him. Piers Nicody. Wasn't that the butler guy?
And here we have a record of those who entered the hall with such a key card. The time aren't specified, but these are the last 3 entries on the day of the murder. As you can see, the last person to enter in the hall that day was the defendant.
What? I am pretty certain Butts did this. So the one who moved the body out of the hole must have been...
That's right. It was none other than the defendant.
Hey, Nate, take a look at this entry record. There are a couple of other names on the beside Ellen. Yeah, Dumbass and Pierce. Yeah, I'm calling it that because that is basically 1B away from Dumbass. Hey, right. According to the entry record message, with Pierce, Nickel, and Nico there had also gone into the hole. Gonna allow this time? If it allows it, yes, apparently it does. Nico had also gone into the hold. Is it possible that he could have been the culprit?
Sorry, but Miss Nicody was escorting a few of the guests at the time. I'm sure they would be happy to testify that fact if you'd like.
Imagine calling your child a dumbass before they even old enough to talk. Yeah, that would be something.
Think me cocky all you like, Mr. Wright, but my confidence is rarely misplaced. Now then, it's probably safe to assume that after killing the victim in the hold, the defendant moved his body to the hall in order to dispose of it discreetly.
What do you mean by discreetly?
The defendant volunteered to take care of the reception's cleanup personally. That means she would have had a chance to dispose of anything in any way she wanted, including taking the lantern of the airship without raising any suspicion.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a drink. I'm gonna be taking me a drink. I'm just gonna fill my glass because I do drink often, to be honest. I'm having a orange soda, sugar-free. Yeah, she did say that. Also to take on the preparation and clean up of the reception banquet. I see. Wasn't that the time that I said she would actually be good for him, in a sense? Not the thing that she's the one that cleans and does everything, but like... she takes care. That's like the way I could find it. Well, it actually sounds good right now. Yeah, it is good. I bought a soda streamer while I was living in Karlskrona, so we use that now. Personally really good, but it took a while to learn how to use it because it says like 5 bubbles maximum, which means I thought I was 5 presses, but it's not 5 presses. It's a few presses until it basically hisses at you, and then after those 5 hisses, that's when it's good. So it took me a while to understand it. I actually had to look on YouTube because the goddamn block on it just says 3 to 5 bubbles. I have no idea what it means for that thing.
Look at you, sweating buckets like a rookie. Even after all these years, nevertheless. Thank you for proving that the only person who could have killed the victim in the hold is Ellen White.
Great job, Phoenix. Now we're back to square one.
Perhaps you should ask Mr. Sykes for some help in reviewing the fence for dummies.
Way to go, sir. Jesus. You got Mr. Wright in a cold sweat.
I wonder if maybe the premise of seeing that miserable look on his face is what brought me back to court today. It certainly made all my stress and woes as chief prosecutor just melt away.
Jesus, that's a way of doing it. I guess he had a lot of stress built up. I'll give him something to stress over before we're through today.
Your Honor, the prosecution asked that you render your verdict at this time. Before that man over there tries to throw the court into chaos with his meaningless bluffs.
I see, Mr. Wright. Are there any last meaningful bluffs you'd like to present in this court? Oh wait, did it actually call them meaningful or meaningless? Yeah, I called them meaningful. Are there any meaningful bluffs you'd actually like to present to the court? Why does he have to assume it's all be bluff? Hurry up and throw a good one out there. I will. Well, all right then. Let's see. Oh, I got it. How do you know it was Mr. Wyatt who used her keycard? After all, it turns out that somebody else used her card. It would mean Mr. Wyatt didn't do it. The funny part is, this is not bluffing. I did say before that I basically cursed Butts because he actually took the keycard. Interesting, and are you able to prove this bluff to be true? I assure you, I am not bluffing, Your Honor. Well, now what? Wait a minute, Nick. I can think of a certain somebody who might have used Ellen's keycard. I know who used Ellen's keycard. You can? Remember, the one who sneaked around the hold in spite of not being family member. Oh, that's right. Your Honor, the defense would like to call a certain witness to the stand. I need the testimony of this person who may have entered the hold with Mr. White's card. But... that's you. Are you saying that Numbskull was on the airship? He never breathed a word about that to me. That's not surprising because Mr. Nicody told him to keep quiet about it. But Mr. Butts himself admitted it to me. He claimed he had found a way to sneak into the Flying Chapel hold to see Mr. Wyatt. This photo he took and gave to me is proof. That is actually fair. This is full-on proof that he was in there. Then was it he who moved the lantern with the body inside the reception hall? You know as well as I that with him anything is possible. And this one possibility we should definitely look into. The funny part is I don't think even Edgeworth is gonna ignore this one because he knows Larry and it's like, oh for fuck's sake, you up here! Explain yourself, you bastard! I can't believe this. What in the world is he doing mixed up in this? Oh, come on, Edgeworth. Remember what we've been saying since elementary school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. Exactly. That Larry, he will pay for this. Ah, the tree is back. Yeah, the tree is back. And Edgeworth is fuming. I could probably cook something out of his fumes, to be honest. Well, if you want to exact your payment now, it's right up there in the gallery. Bailiff, seize the witness before he makes a run for it. Sorry, Larry, but you brought this on yourself. Yeah, you did. And Larry's probably just gonna greet Edgeworth a jolly and oblivious like lol. Yeah, he is. As the both sides prepare the next witness testimony during this time. Oh, dear Lord. Larry, you're absolute dumbass. I did not even named it. Because you used her card. Wait, that means he used his card after Nikolai. What's his name? Hold on. I always forget his name. Nicody, Pierce Nicody. Pierce. For some reason I called him Nikolai. I just feel I'm gonna remember to call him Nikolai, to be honest. Pierce. That means that he went in there after Pierce, which means after the murder had taken place. Wow, it's been a while since I had this much fun and excitement. I face him against Mr. Edgeworth. I'm hiring the tightrope walk for the defense. I am exhausted already. Boss? Athena? Oh, yeah, Athena. I'm here for your moral support. Athena, are you done practicing for Truce's magic show? Well, to be perfectly honest, I sort of ran away. But that's because she was putting my life in danger, I tell you. I see. I think I need to have a one-on-one with her. You're really athletic and fit, Athena, so Trucy probably thinks she can run you ragged. That may be true, which is why not even Trucy can keep up with me when I ran full speed. Fair enough, just hauling ass away from there. Oh. And here she is. God damn. Magical girl Trucy Wright is on the scene. Now, Athena, it's time to practice human but Jesus Christ. Human combustion, oh, fair enough. Go on, douse yourself in this gasoline. The medical has reclaimed her victim, yes. Also, gasoline. We're fucking insane. But don't worry, it's a magic trick after all, so it's perfectly fine. Oh, she's running again. Hey, you're not getting out of that easily. To be honest, both of them sounds as fast. They get along so well, don't they? It reminds me of the good old days. You, me, Pearlie, oh, and Detective Gumshoe. Can't forget him. We had all kinds of fun at the crime scenes back then, remember? Leaving me into all the serious investigating, as I recall. Cool, but now we'll soon be back in session, Mr. Rye. Ah, right, thank you. So, Larry's the next witness, right? I can't wait to see what happens. Sadly, I can already imagine it. It's gonna have fucking Edgeworth's shoe up his arse. He's gonna use it as a stool already. It's like, how are you sitting like that? Are you a magician? No, I just have a stuck shoe up my ass. Come on now, reconvene. Thank you, Edgy. The two of you are gonna hang me out to try, aren't you? Considering Trucy got to see Phoenix Kurain by hiding Edgeworth's suitcase, I doubt Athena will ever get away from her. Yeah, not by speed though, at least. Well, yeah, well, she can get away by speed, but not by brute intelligence. No, not the both of us, just Mr. Riot. Nick, how could you? I don't really think he did it, of course, but I've gotta use whatever leads I can. You can run, but you can't hide. Yeah, exactly. Mr. Butts, there is a possibility you move the lantern that had the dead body in it. So, if you want to clear yourself of any suspicion, all you have to do is testify. And now then, your testimony, please, my witness. Nick, his testimony was called Nick is a jerk face. Nick, you big fat sticking jerk. How could you doubt your best bud? We've known each other since elementary school. Well, get this, pal, our friendship is over. That is not a... That is not a... Everyone is just... I cannot even say anything. Well, go ahead, Mr. Wright. He's all yours. For fuck's sake, Judge, it's not even a... It's not even a cross-examination thing. You're the one who called him to the stand, so she is your responsibility. Thanks, old chum. Can any of you show me a little respect, even just a shred? No. You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Wright. I would if there was any testimony to cross-examine. Also just realized this last case is probably just an all-star case with all the callbacks, especially considering the fact that this is technically the last true Ace Attorney case with all the cast. After this, it was the Chronicles with all new characters. Yes, but also remember, there is gonna be a new one. There's gonna be a new one.
Hold it!
What am I supposed to even find in this? Larry, listen to me. Hey, shut up! I'm not talking to you anymore. Well, I actually did shut up. How long will this last? This is getting us nowhere. Well, I guess about all I can do is try to get some kind of statement out of him somehow. Good luck. Thanks, I would need it. I fucking need the God's blessing for this one. Come on, Larry, can't you please give me something real to work with? I don't think I don't know about your tricks. If I say something careless, you're gonna shove some evidence at me with a loud... a super smug look on your face. Yeah, I know I didn't shout it. I don't know why, I just didn't feel for it. Yeah, well, that is my job. And if I get found guilty, how are you gonna take responsibility for what you've done? Why should I take responsibility for just doing my job? What a jerk, you don't have any compassion for me. Also, I just remembered out of nowhere, but I saw an article that said that Devil May Cry is getting a remake or something like that. Ooh, wonderful. Also, they're gonna be an ad in 5 minutes.
Hold it!
I'm sorry, Mr. Butts, but if it was Mr. Wyatt that entered the hold with that card, then you're the most likely suspect. Nick, are you seriously doubting that the innocence of your old childhood friend? Well, technically, yes. But this isn't personal, I assure you. Well, technically, yes. A true friend would believe in me no matter what. Can't you see my tears? Doesn't mean anything to you. You don't really think you can cry your way out of this, do you? Okay, fine, in that case. Come off it, Larry. If you don't quit fooling around and start testifying, Mr. Wyatt will be found guilty. For real? If no new information comes out of this, a cross-examination. None of it's true, though. That's fair enough. That's why most of the times I wait, but I did see it's kind of clear they're making a new Ace Attorney, so sometimes if it's just some article, I might just take it as falsified until, like, later on. I'm waiting until there is more than just one, I would say. That doesn't mean that it's fully true, but if it's at least 10 people writing about it, then something might be true. Not that I would have a problem with that myself. Larry, just tell us the truth already. Did you or did you not go into the hold and move a lantern up to the reception hall? But I want to ask you, how do you feel about that, Devil May Cry 3 remake? I never finished the third one, and I have no really complaints about any of the games, so I would say just plain about it. It's something like, ooh, that's nice, but also like it's nothing I would need, if that makes sense. I never moved out any bull lantern, I tell ya. Bull lantern? But what? Did I say something weird? You told me that you didn't attend the wedding reception. Can't believe they told me only family and relatives could attend. They wouldn't even let me into the reception hall. Yeah, that makes sense most of the time. Yeah, so what? Wait, how far did you get in the third game? I think I remember you said it was near the end, but I don't know. I think I was battling... No, it was after battling Virgil. I was inside some sort of monster. But because of me not saving, I'm still inside the monster that is like flying or something, just punching its organs. Either around there or sometime after that part. But I don't fully remember. I haven't really touched it too much. Don't know if it's called a sludge monster or what it is. I just remember falling from the tower or running down the tower. The thing ate me and now I'm punching its heart basically. Then that's odd. No one in the courtroom ever mentioned the sex of the lantern that was moved. So how could you know that it was a bull lantern? You didn't have to actually go to the reception hall to know that. Anyone could tell where the two Pegaballs by looking at the flying chapel pamphlet. All I can tell right now is that there is a strong sense of bull in the air here. Fair enough, because for first of all, he says that, which makes him think of this thing, but he didn't move the bull one. He was supposed to move the Pegacow one. That's pretty early into the game. That's like the start of the second act, so fair enough, yeah. I don't know, like, I think there was the problem with the saving that I didn't save. I was like, ah, god damn it. But I might be further. Then I didn't touch it really. I just started playing other things a bit. I'm gonna go back at it at some point because it's still a good game. It's just me didn't really play it. Please add that last statement to your testimony, Miss Butts. Anyone could tell there were two Pega bulls by looking at the flying.
Objection!
It says Pegacow. I want you to take a look at this, Mr. Butts. Because, unfortunately for you, the pamphlet clearly shows a Pegacow and a Pegabull in their example diagram of the reception hall. Yo, a Devil May Cry 3 stream perhaps? I might try that at one point, doing 1, 2 and 3. Perhaps not remakes, but the ones I have. I might try that at some point. It's not completely impossible, actually. There are many people playing those games lately for some reason. As I said, it's not a bad game. I did buy them because I was interested in actually playing them. I did play most of them. I even have 4th somewhere, I just don't know where. Honestly though, I feel like you can finish that in a week's time, but with your stream time it'll probably take a while. Probably. But somehow, you knew there were 2 Pegabulls in the reception hall that day. There's only one way you'd know something like that, Larry. It was you who moved the Pegabull to the reception hall, wasn't it? No. Larry, you didn't. Wanna know something funny? Yeah, sure. Mr. Butts, did you move the lantern containing the victor's body to the reception hall? That's what it looks like. What? He's just standing there like, oh fuck, what have I done? Oh, dear lord. Wait, Nick! You don't think I'm the murderer, do you? Maybe you and Mr. Gloomsbury were fighting over Miss Wyatt and you ended up killing him. But not you too. Look, I did sneak into reception, but that's as far as it went. You know me, I wouldn't hurt a fly. You snuck into the reception? Yeah, sure, but some of the Sprocket men caught and locked me up in one of the cabins. That's pretty awful, actually. But that's when I made the drawing of the pterodactyl I showed you, Nick. I played through, finished 1, 2, 3, and because of you, and I gotta say thanks a lot. Fair enough. I've never actually finished 4th, so the only Devil May Cry's I've never finished is the 4th and 3rd, and the side one, because there is another Devil May Cry, but it's not Devil May Cry, so I don't know, I didn't feel for it really. Ixnay on the Aerodactyl play, Larry. Mr. Fright, not even you would take this far, so that far, would you? Depends on how far do you want me to go. We are talking about Larry. What do I do? Do I accuse Larry of being the true culprit? I would have played the 4th or 5th one if my laptop could run it, but sadly couldn't. Fair enough. Fuck it, I'm gonna accuse the shit out of him. I guess I've no other choice to accuse him. Wait a minute. But Larry didn't have any reason to kill Gloomsbury. Now he writes afterwards, but Mr. Butts didn't have a reason to kill Mr. Gloomsbury. He might have had an imaginary reason to kill Mr. Soren Sprocket, sure, but not Mr. Gloomsbury. After all, he did steal Mr. Sprocket's pride and try to elope with her. Just cause I tried to steal somebody's bride doesn't make me a murderer. Fair, but it makes you something else. I believe you, Larry, and I don't think you killed anybody either. You would never do anything like that. Like old buddy, old pal. And you come through for me. Funny that, considering you sworn testimony just now that we were through. Okay, fair enough. Mr. Butt, it's time you told this court the whole truth, understood? Hopefully. It's just like Nick said, I'm the one who moved the lantern. Why did you move it? I was poking around the reception hall before the main event and saw the lantern was broken. There was a note on it that said exchange with the one in the hold, Ellen. So I decided to do Ellie a favor. Oh fuck, someone is trying to frame someone else. He just did someone's dirty work. Either that or that the thing was actually true and they needed to know. Oh, yeah, wait, hold on. That was probably not dirty work. Or it might have been. It depends on. If it was dirty work, someone knew it had to go up there. And basically did it. If it wasn't dirty work, then yeah, they just wanted to exchange it because the other one was broken. So you switched the lanterns before the reception, did you? That means the victim really was killed before the reception. Yeah, kinda interesting, yeah? How things like that work.
It would appear that Mr. Butts completely fell for the defendant's scheme.
Scheme? What scheme?
This note from the defendant exchange with the one in the hold, Ellen. Mr. Butts moved the lantern with the body in it up the reception hall because of this note. And thus, he has become a suspect in Mr. Gloomsbury's murder.
That second letter did feel pretty heavy. But I never would have thought there was a dead body inside of it. What was a note like that doing on a lantern in the first place? You got it all wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. I left that note myself. It was simply a reminder because I could be very forgetful.
Objection.
What a sorry excuse, Mr. Wyatt. The prosecution contends that this note shows one facet of the defendant's murderous plan. And you, Mr. Butts, you played right into Mr. Wyatt's hands.
No way, Edgy. I can't believe it.
Objection.
Do you still really believe Miss Wyatt to be the culprit, Miss Edgeworth? Of course, my stance on the matter remains unchanged. If you think I'm wrong, then prove it with your cross-examination.
Gladly. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Okay. What's going on here? Did you say something new? No, you didn't, yeah. Yeah, you moved the lantern. I was poking around the reception hall before the main event and the lantern was broken. There was a note on it that said exchange with the one in the hold, Ellen. So I decided to do Ellie a favor. Do you know the funny part about this? Basically, he says that Ellen planned this to happen, but the one that was broken was a cow. And Butts here decided to do a sex change and basically bring a bull. So technically, it wasn't actually her planning. It was just him being a dumbass. The lantern you swapped out was a female Pegamo and Pegacow, right? Yeah, I guess. Why do you replace the lantern with a male one? Because I was too busy not to get caught. I didn't have time to check for little details like that. If you didn't want to get caught, you could have at least left well enough alone, you know. Whatever. Anyway, when I took a look around the broken lantern, I saw... That note wasn't addressed to you, was it? Well, I guess not, but I'm gonna let my dear sweet Ellie do all the hard physical labor on her own. It's especially that thought process that constantly gets you in trouble, Larry. Besides, it was my big chance to show her how much I cared about her. Jesus.
Hold it!
Nobody saw you the whole time while you were switching the lanterns. Nope, I didn't get caught, not that time anyway. Not that time. Yeah, when I tried to sneak into the reception hall the first time, I didn't have much of luck. The sprocket guys spotted me and nabbed me. All my words are failing me right now. Pretty excited, don't you think? Larry, you need help. Yes, it does. And then they locked me up in one of the cabins. Hold on. You did hear that right. Not that time. Yeah, when I tried to sneak into the reception hall the first time, he had no luck because he got nabbed. But he went in a second time. That basically clears my whole thing with it was time travel, because they did the reception twice. Because everything is right now that the reception happened once and he died before the reception. But if he changed this thing and tried to go in the first time, then that just means that he was sitting there while the reception was. The first one at least. Hey, what are you asking? What are you asking about stuff like this for anyway? Should you be trying to prove Ellie's innocence? Well, is that statement of his important to the case? It is important. Mr. Butt's trying to crash a reception and subsequently getting locked up in a cabin. I believe this might be an important fact in this case, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Butts, please add that statement to your testimony. Ding. I don't know which one I should use here, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna actually use proof there. So you got locked up. Then what happened? I broke out. Then I started looking for Ellie and wandered into the reception hall again. That's when I saw the broken lantern and replaced it. Even after they caught you and locked you up, you still went looking for Miss Wyatt? But hold on a minute. What is it, Nick? Maya, something seems weird to you? Larry is saying he replaced the lantern after he broke out of the cabin. Yeah, that's right. Oh, wait, huh? You're right, it doesn't make sense, does it? Mr. Wright, have you found an inconsistency in the witness statement? Yes, I believe so, Your Honor. Mr. Butts moved the lantern after he broke out of the cabin. But that contradicts with this. I don't actually know, wait. Mr. Butts moved the lantern after he broke out of the cabin, but that contradicts this.
Take that!
This? What instance does that piece of evidence contradict with the statement? Doesn't contradict it at all, does it? Oh, fuck, I was wrong. Wait, okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to somehow use my brain power here. Okay, I'm gonna skip this now because this is the same. I know what is wrong. The problem is I don't understand what is like the problem here, or how to prove it. Ellen saw a suspicious third party on the Vista deck when she was being attacked by Gloomsbury. That doesn't prove anything about this. Pamphlet for the Flying Chapel includes a brief introduction. A note found on her. Nah, I thought that one just because it showed the bull in the background, but apparently I was wrong.
Hold it.
I'm just trying my best here. Luckily, I doesn't need to use a life for this one, so I'm glad for this. I know what is wrong. It's just that I can't really like find something to prove it. A record of the key cards used to access the airship hold. Gloomsbury's head was shown twice. Is it this thing? I don't know. What piece of evidence is it? Okay, I can only think of this thing because I don't have any other piece of evidence, I think. No. Have I pressed on everything? Hold on.
Hold it.
I'm just gonna press on everything, see if I can get some sort of like proof or something. Why didn't you tell us that sooner? Because I knew you guys were gonna be suspicious of it, that's why! We're suspicious of you now because you tried to hide it. My thoughts, exactly. Well, now I told you. Happy? Someone let me go! No, not yet. We need you to stick around just to sort a few things out. Fine.
Hold it.
Yeah, okay, this one we have pressed already. I'm actually kind of confused here.
Hold it.
Yeah. And then this one we already pressed. And this one is the one we need to press. Okay, we have whatever we need. I am just extremely confused of which one it's supposed to. I know the problem. The problem they see is that everything he's did was all the way up to... Fuck, I'm gonna use this. No, apparently not. I need to somehow use a proof of he was there
Hold it.
while the first one was going on, and then he was free the second one. Is it the third party? I'm gonna try with the third party. Okay, you know what? Let's do that.
Take that.
No, apparently not. I am not doing so well today.
Hold it.
There is something here. I know there is something here. The problem is I cannot figure out which one is the problem thing here. Mr. Butts moved the lantern after he broke out of the cabin, but that contradicts with this. Oh, before the reception began.
Take that.
Okay, I found it. Is that? Yes, it's the broken lantern, Your Honor. Miss Butts, what you're saying doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, I managed to find it by brute forcing, kinda. Why not? You swapped the lanterns before the reception began, right? Yeah? That's what I said, isn't it? But you also said that you swapped the lanterns after you got locked up in the cabin for trying to sneak into reception. In other words, you're saying you swapped the lanterns both before the reception and after the reception took place. That certainly doesn't make any sense, does it? Mr. Butts, did you swap the lanterns before or after the reception? Which was it, before or after? There's a world's difference between the two. Well, Mr. Butts, I guess I can't expect a guy like you to understand. In a nutshell, it was both before and after reception. Well, I tried to sneak in the first reception, I got locked up. The first reception. I don't like where this is going. Then, through the power of Alice Pendant, time got rewound and we went back in time before the reception. It's after that when I replaced the lantern. So it was both before and after the reception, both before the reception and after the reception. Get it? We went back in time to before the reception. So, of course, the reception would have taken place one more time after that, right? That's why what I said makes perfect sense.
Mr. Wright, what in the world is the witness talking about? Has he developed some sort of intellectual alignment I'm not aware of since I last saw him?
So he swapped on the second one, but the first one he got caught. Yeah, exactly. So it's not time travel, it's just that they're faking it. Well... None of the Sprockets seem to remember this time skip, but I do. And Alan remembers it too. Oh, fuck off. I'm not gonna read that. Yeah, Mr. Wright, I am sorry, but... Could you please translate this mad gibberish so the rest of us can understand? So now I have to do the one to explain about the whole time travel thing? Go on, Nick. I never can do it. Better than you, at least. I do love that this word apparently is hidden. Yeah, I can't allow that for some reason. It is just hidden for me and I can show it to myself. Ah, but fair enough, yes. Well, the immediate yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm not gonna say that just because of the power of your love to her, you somehow was capable of remembering the time travel. Fuck that. To the heck with it. I can't lose any more of my dignity today anyway. The defendant, Mr. Wyatt, has told the defense the following strange story. She said that after the reception ended, she was attacked by Mr. Gloomsbury. She claims that as she was being assaulted, she made a wish upon her pendant. Please take me back to that blissful moment. In doing so... time apparently rewound itself to just before the reception began.
It what?
I know it's hard to believe, but think about it this way. Through the power of the pendant, both Ellen Wyatt and Larry Butts experienced time travel. What? What? Are you completely lonely? Absolutely no bastard in here believes them, and I understand it. Why would they want to actually do this twice, though? Like, why would they want to hide one of the receptions and make another one? And then when she was found, like, oh, there's a dead man, they all decided to basically throw her out the window. Why go through the whole case of making a second reception? Everyone must have known about it. Yep, either way, like, I don't know, probably.
What absolutely rubbish. Mr. Wright, I have heard my fair share of your nonsense over the...
My nonsense? He is the guy basically talking about it, not me. Thus making her unable to get married to Soren. Technically, they got married twice. So the whole being crazy part doesn't make sense, really. Because technically they got married twice, no one stopped them. It was only afterward, when she somehow managed to stumble upon the body, that the problem was there. And the body was only there because Mr. Butt there decided to not take a cow, but actually a bull. So technically she would have been sane the whole goddamn time. So I still don't understand why everyone went through with it. And I mean everyone, because everyone was still there. Everyone knew what time it was. But this is simply the conclusion I came to, using that logic ability you love so much.
What?
The truth of the matter is the future president of Sprocket Aviation, Soren Sprocket, has been researching time travels. So what if the time machine has already been successfully created? Wait, yeah, Soren we should know too. Oh, fuck the bastard, yeah, he would. And what if that's one of the Sprocket Aviation's top secret inventions? Time machine? Yeah, even I saw something while we were time traveling. I saw a pterodactyl flying through the sky. Maybe the airship was set to try to travel through time for even their honeymoon trip. What? A pterodactyl?
You can't possibly have any evidence to back up your ridiculous time travel story.
Well, I don't.
As I thought. In any case, I now have an evidence to prove that you are more intelligent than Larry.
Not so fast now, Edgy. Not the same old Larry you used to know. You fucking sure about that?
Oh.
Oh shit. This is the photo Secret took at the first reception. Oh damn, he actually has 2 photos. Man, if this was a real, then that came and we just saw I flying a balloon appear and disappear for a split second. Must be losing their mind. Yeah, probably. Larry, I can't believe you... Well, anyway, good job. Well, I can't believe... Well, fuck it, good job. You gave me evidence. I can't fucking complain now, apparently. I love it, they just had to swallow his words. If we compare the photos of the first and second receptions and they can find a difference, then we'll be able to prove that the reception was held twice. But do you really think such a difference exists? Well, if it was time travel, then no. But if it was a fake time travel, then yes.
This is preposterous.
Damn, at least Larry did the Phoenix pose at a good moment. He really did. He actually did. I still love the whole, like, Larry, I can't believe you... Well, anyway, good job. You crashed someone's wedding. But still, you actually gave me proof. Very well, but please show the call. What's the difference? How should I know? Oh, god damn it. What the hell is the guy in the middle looking? I kind of looks like he's looking at something. Oh, flowers. Ha! The flowers are not the same.
Take that!
Please direct your attention to Miss Wyatt's bouquet of flowers. And Edgeworth, please be quiet. I know you don't know anything about flowers. You can't even be mad at that point. That's just legit solid evidence. It is. It's like, I want to say so many things, but holy crap. In the photo one of her in-laws took, the defendant is holding yellow bouquet. But in the photo Mr. Butts took, she's holding a red bouquet. You're right.
That's impossible.
What does this mean? It was held twice. It means that the defendant really did experience 2 wedding receptions. And she did that when she traveled back through time. What? Yeah, here's the problem with me and time travel thing. If it was real time travel, there would be no difference. Sure, if she made a mistake herself, absolutely, she could have taken the wrong bouquet. But if she's given that or something, then no, because everything has a certain order if nothing is basically changed. Nick, you did it! You proved Ellie's time travel story to be true. Yeah, I can hardly believe it myself. It's just as Ellen said, the reception was held twice. This turns every assumption we have based this trial on upside down. Okay, what do you got? Come on, bring it to me. Also, for your information, bouquet is pronounced bouquet. Oh, bouquet. Okay, thank you. I think I'm doing the Swedish thing again because we call it bouquet. Yeah. I think we call it bouquet. Yeah, I think we call it something like that. So we use the T. Bouquet. Okay, bouquet. Fair enough, thank you. It's just my Swedish just showing itself. Okay, what is actually... Now I need to check just in case. Yeah, it actually is bouquet, but it's basically B-U-K-E-T-T. Okay, so that explains why I want to have the T there, because it's kind of the same word, it's just that it's bouquet instead of bouquet. Bouquet. Like, you see my problem here. My Swedish is basically colliding with the English. I refuse to accept such a ludicrous argument. It is pure fiction under the guise of pseudoscience at best. There is simply no such thing as time travel. I know it's hard, but can't you suspend your disbelief for 1 nanosecond, Edgeworth? I bet sci-fi movies push all your buttons the wrong way, don't they, Miss Edgeworth? I can totally picture you yelling, that never happened, every 5 seconds at the scene. Maybe you should stay away from movie dates altogether. He's getting roasted from Maya as well. That's neither here nor there. This is real life we're talking about. But the proof is clearly shown in the 2 photographs. That's right, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how Fine. I'll entertain your absurd delusion. If only to demolish it before your very eyes. What? Let's start with this then, shall we? There is one thing your time travel theory fails to explain. And that is the memories of those guests there. The defendant and Larry remembered the reception occurring twice. But no member of the Sprocket family has ever even mentioned such a thing. Because they were hushed.
Objection!
I'm not done, you bird brain.
bird brain?
As I was saying, if the entire family had been sworn to secrecy, then why hadn't they sworn the woman who was marrying to the family to secrecy too?
That's a good point.
Honestly, all it takes is a little common sense, Mr. Wright.
Even still, so what it's saying is that it is not impossible for it to be been done twice, but no one else remembers it, or at least not telling about it. How do we know that the trip through time did not really occur? There is proof in the photos that it did, and besides, if the time travel doesn't exist, well, I'd be a little disappointed, frankly. I was hoping to go back into the old days of... Well, that's easy. Just ask Larry what the butler told him when he talked about the pterodactyl to him, and you'll get your answer. Yeah, fair.
You mustn't allow yourself to be taken in by Mr. Wright's whimsical tales, Joanna. I've read about it in various literature, you see. And they say all the time travelers is just not that time travel is just not logically feasible.
Maybe our argument was just a little too nonsensical, Nick. Well, in that case, why don't we put common sense to the test?
Excuse me.
The wedding reception was held twice. The photos are proof of that. But it wasn't because of time travel. It's simply because the reception had actually been held twice. Isn't that the most reasonable way to interpret this situation? Would you care to elaborate, Mr. Wright? If time travel doesn't exist, then there's only one way to make sense of what happened. Somebody must have orchestrated this strange phenomenon, and that somebody is... everyone in the reception. What if all of the guests at the reception conspired together? To hold a reception twice and keep quiet about it?
What? And for what purpose would they conspire to do such a thing?
That I don't know. Well... that must be... I'm gonna call him Nikolai again.
Ah, brilliant deduction, defense.
Yeah. Piers, there we go, thank you. Why would I always call him Nikolai?
I can tell you are not a renowned lawyer for nothing. I must say, I underestimated you.
How so, Mr. Nicody?
You have managed to name each event precisely as they happened. You have revealed it all to the light of day.
Then that means...
It was us. We orchestrated the whole thing. Yes, the reception was held twice. But not because of time travel, no. We simply held it a second time. Why? Why would you do such a thing?
To make it as I thought the murder Miss Ellen committed never happened.
Master Soren figured that Miss Ellen would have killed Gloomsbury after the first reception.
Experience the reception one more time, she would think it was all a dream.
It was he who ordered us to make it happen. However, only a few of myself included knew of Miss Ellen's crime.
Are you saying most of the guests attended the two receptions without knowing why?
Indeed, they needed no reason. Master Soren told them to do it, and they did. That is the Sprocket way.
Then who hid the body in the lantern?
We did. But we did not anticipate the pedals finding their way in nor the actions of Mr. Butts. And how you intended to cover the whole situation up? There is just one thing everyone here has wrong. The real scene of the murder was not the hold, it was the Vista Day.
What? Then Miss Wyatt's recollection of the events must be correct.
I admit I tried to cover this incident up, but the fact Miss Ellen killed Gloomsbury is undeniable.
This is quite a turn of events.
And so it appears we have arrived at the truth at last.
Now.
Please do feel free to travel back in time, Mr. Wright, and attempt to do this trial over again. Go on.
Let's not get hasty, Edgeworth.
I bet you can't do it.
I bet I can't either, yeah. Fair enough.
Your Honor, we will have to hold a separate trial for the cover-up conspiracy later. But as far as this case goes, I believe we are ready for your ruling.
Objection!
Just before the defendant lost consciousness during her attack, she says she saw someone strike the victim. It's possible that that third party is the true culprit.
You still want us to believe that the defendant's words? Perhaps you lost more than your touch during your time abroad. This third person nonsense is nothing but rubbish, and you know it.
But by the same token, how can we trust those who conspired and lied to fool this court of law? For all we know, they might still be hiding something.
You never know when to quit, do you?
He is true there, to be fair.
Now, calm down, both of you. In any case, there isn't enough trustworthy information yet for me to render a verdict. I suggest we continue the trial after both sides have investigated the matter further. Very well, Your Honor.
Phew, that was close. Mr. Lickody, as for you and your cohort's attempt to cover up the crime, your case will be brought to a separate trial following the resolution of this current one. Understood, Your Honor. Very well. But this concludes today's trial. Court is adjourned. I was about to say, like, it is almost the end of the stream, but fuck it, I'm gonna continue a bit more. There we go. Yeah, I want to continue to the next chapter. September 22nd, 1:48 p.m. Write Anything Agency. What? Is it the whole time traveling thing? Was this a ruse to put on by the guests at the reception? Looks like it. I knew there had to be some kind of trick to it. Wow, 2 wedding receptions. Can you imagine it? I wonder how much that would have cost them. I have no idea. Yo, can I ask you something real quick? Yeah, sure. But if you have to ask, you're not rich enough to want to know. Still, if you got the money, it's a pretty good way to cover things up if you ask me. You got that right. I'm sure you would have been completely fooled. Hi, I'm back. Hey, Maya. Are you all set to go? Yep, ready when you are. So, what should we start with? Let's start reviewing what we learned at the trial. What Ellen thought was time travel was really just a performance set up by the Sprockets. But other than that, it seems that what Ellen told us was actually all true. So, what really matters right now is the identity of the mysterious person Ellen saw while she was being attacked. So, who is this buried mystery person? That's the $1,000,000 question, I'm afraid. Should I finish this as a statistic assignment, no or nah? Now or nah? And if not, you think I can and should play some brick bronze or not? It is late for you, so I would say take a rest. The whole statistic assignment, if you feel for it, go ahead. I am way too tired to try and figure it out, but up to you, I would say. Most of it is basically up to you, but I would say it's late for you, and you often do say that you should go to bed earlier, and if you basically said, should you start playing some of that? I would say nah, but that is up to you. But if you want to clear Ellen of any suspicions, then figuring out who they are is key. I think I take toilets for $200 instead, Mr. Wright. Well, at least there were only so many people on that airship last night. And we know who the mastermind of the Kumul cover-up plot was too, so that's good. Well, I think I'm just gonna wait in the morning, but I'm gonna be busy in the morning, so I hope I have time tomorrow, I guess. Fair enough. You mean the groom? Soren Sprocket, right? Exactly. You might know something that could help us out. Huh? Who are you? Oh, hi. Why are you here? I'm a very busy man, you know. Well, all the other people involved are Soren's family members, so I thought I'd better start with interviewing you. Even though I probably shouldn't trust a word of your mouth. Oh man. I have a really tight schedule, but heck, what are friends for, right? Okay, pal, go ahead and ask me anything. You do remember it was you who came to me for help in the first place, right? I want to go over exactly what happened before I step outside this office again. Since you were there, Larry, do you think you could help us get it all straight in my head? If I gotta. Okay, so the first reception was held at 7 p.m. on the day of the incident. That's the one you tried to crash, right? Oh yeah, that's right. And they locked me up in the cabin. It was awful, I tell you. Too bad we're not here to focus on you, Larry. And then the incident occurred after this first reception at around 10 p.m. Ellen was attacked in the reception hall by Gloomsbury. He forced her out on the Vista deck and was just about to kill her. But then he fought back and ended up killing old Gloomsbury instead. To cover it up, the family quickly threw together a second reception. That's what Edgy is claiming anyway. But I know my Ellie didn't do it. The key point here is that the mysterious person Ellen said she saw strike Gloomsbury just before she passed out. Did you see anybody suspicious skulking around that day? No, not a soul. I was locked up in the cabin at the time. But you managed to escape and sneak back out in the reception hall. That's when you switched the lantern in the event hall with the lantern in the hold, right? Did you see anybody then? Nope. The place was completely deserted. I guess cause that Pierce Butler guy had everybody gathered together somewhere. That makes sense. He must have been going over the cover-up and plan with them. So clearly the murder had already happened by the time Larry got out. They must have gotten everything ready fast and had the second reception soon after that. Then after the second reception, Ellie went to the cleanup at the reception hall. And as luck would have it, that's when she found the body in the lantern I brought up. I tried to do something nice for Ellie out of the goodness of my heart, and this is what happened. We still don't know exactly what happened during the actual murder itself. We just have to look into it, along with the identity of the mysterious person. So, while the murder was taking place, you were looking up in the cabin. Locked up in the cabin. Did you see anything unusual while you were there? In the cabin? Well, let's see. Well, there was that pterodactyl flying through the sky. That's pretty unusual. Oh, that's right. Drawing that pterodactyl you saw. What's with all that air quotes? They really did see it, I swear. But Larry, the time travel thing was never actually happened. Which means you couldn't have seen a real pterodactyl flying through the sky. Oh. Are you doubting the eye of a super popular picture book author? Yes. No. I'm just sure you saw something else and mistook that for flying reptile. Nick, you're making me doubt my own eyes. I'm not even sure what I saw. Ah, good lord. Either way, you have no idea what actually happened at the real scene of the murder. Oh, that's right. I can say that with a very confidence. Oh wow, would you look at the time? I better go. I have book signing to get to. Book signing? Whose book? Whose do you think is mine, of course? It's Lars Duxon. It's book signing. I bet you went around and begged a bunch of bookstores to let you do one. Of course not! They won't come. One's coming around to beg me. Look, I guessed right. But anyway, I have to go. I'll send you 10 copies of my book that just got released the other day, alright? 10. That's very generous of you. What are you talking about? I'm gonna send you a bill of them, of course. Jesus Christ. Wait, Larry. He's gone. I'll take a copy, boss. I'll make sure it's signed. Oh boy, Truce is not gonna like this office expense. There goes our first lead. What do you want to tackle next, Nick? Right, we should really hit the streets now, huh? How about we go and see Ellen? Sounds good, boss. I can cheer her up. I thought you were going to help Trucy with her magic show again to Athena. One for Trucy would be enough, to be honest, but I doubt even Trucy would even want it. Yeah, fair enough. Trucy said was going to practice her new trick on you, if I recall. On me? Really? Trucy's show is an important source of income for our agency, you know. We can leave the case to us, so go ahead and run along now. But boss, off you go, Athena! Jesus. We better get going too, Maya. Okay. Oh, you'll just continue cleaning. I want to see a smile on this face when she's like not dressed up to like for wedding. Because as we already discussed this, her hair fits her better now than the other one, like the dressed up hair. Oh, my poor sweet Soren. And poor Athena, just getting tortured by Phoenix's daughter. Technically, it does happen to Apollo as well, every time. Well, I was getting along without me. Hello, Ellen. Mr. Wright, what's going to happen with the trial, do you think? Well, first and foremost, we have to hurry up and find this mysterious person you saw before you passed out. Do you think that person could be the real killer? It's quite possible, and if we can prove that, we can clear you of all charges. Actually, would you happen to know where Soren is right now? He's usually busy with meetings all afternoon, but he should be home by... Okay, that's a bit of a smile, actually, and it is actually adorable as hell. She looks extremely proud for what she did, which is apparently boxes. I think I'd better go and have a chat with him later then. Why am I being treated to a view of someone's underwear? Whose underwear actually is that? Mr. Wright, don't tell me. You suspect my sweet Soren? Well, he is the one who masterminded the second reception after the time skip. So I thought he might be able to tell us something. How could you, Mr. Wright? You could possibly think my Soren would never kill anyone. All right, just calm down. No, not if you accuse my Soren. Please, I'm not accusing anybody, so please put the pan and the ladle down, all right? Really? Cross my heart. So for now, would you mind if I ask you a few more things about the case? Oh. And she pulls herself together again. I better be careful not to provoke her. Could you tell me about Soren? That smile is so adorable, but why does it have to be when she's showing off what I assume is to be her beloved Soren? At least she knows how to show her love. Definitely. Absolutely. There's nothing to tell. He's squeaky clean. All right. Okay. Maybe I should avoid the topic of Soren right now. Let's talk about something else then. Fine, but you won't hear a peep out of me about Soren. Talk about pulling teeth. Pierce Nicody. Could you tell me about Pierce Nicody then? Pierce? He came to Sprocket Manor about a year ago. As the family butler, he is now in charge of everything in the household. Only a year ago? We have some kind of special connection with the family. Wait, hold on. Okay, it doesn't say. Did they have some kind of special connection with the family? Oh, I'm just a maid, so I'm not too privy on such things, I'm afraid. It might be in the Sora's order, but Pierce is the one who coordinated the whole thing. He's the one who really orchestrated the grand time travel phase, as far as. He must have quite a bit of authority in that family. But no matter how good he is at his job, how could anybody gain that much influence in a single year? I really don't know. I mean, he is excellent butler, but wouldn't that explain it? Wouldn't that explain? Is it really as simple as that? What you thought was time travel was really just a cover-up carried out by your in-laws. Pierce said Soren was the one who ordered the whole thing. I still can't believe it, even if the second reception was fake. Soren would never use time travel for something like that. He's very serious about his time machine research, you know.
I heard there's a reason he's researching the time machine, actually. Something about something he wishes he could change. But isn't the whole idea of time traveling back in time itself a little fantastic?
I don't think so.
Did it say fun? Yeah.
After all, Soren's said real time travels do exist.
Really now? You think he knows someone who actually traveled through time?
That's right. I haven't seen it personally, but Soren said as much, so I believe it.
Somebody who actually traveled through time, huh? It's pretty hard to believe. Thank you, Ellen.
You're going out to do your investigation now, aren't you?
Yes, that's right.
Please make sure you don't cause Soren any trouble, okay?
I'm afraid I can't promise you that.
Please, whatever you do, please don't upset my poor Soren any further. I'm begging you.
5 minutes until we have an ad, apparently. I'll do my best not to cause him any unnecessary trouble.
I couldn't bear it if Soren ever came under suspicion.
Yikes. Ellen, please don't work yourself up like this. You don't want Soren to worry, do you?
No, you're right.
And the floodwaters recede once more.
So, what do we do now, Nick?
Well, Ellen said Soren is usually in meetings until the evening, so let's save our house call until then. But I'm gonna go to the mooring dock and figure out our next move from there.
Roger, Nick.
Okay, let's go and check that. There we go. Oh, I just realized something. I think I know what Butts saw. Because if you look down in the corner, it looks like the corner of that thing with water actually looks like his drawing. Like, look, hold on. So if we turn this thing he saw here upside down and make this water instead, make the blue water instead, it feels like it is actually what he sees on the billboard over there, or the map. So, where should we start?
Let's see. Are there any places we haven't examined yet? We already investigated the reception hall and Sprocket Manor.
I know, we haven't looked at the Vista deck or the hold yet.
Hey, you're right. We still got some pretty important places left to examine, don't we? The Vista deck is the actual scene of the murder, huh?
And a lantern with a body in the oh, and the lantern with a body in it was stored in the hold. Oh yeah, the middle of the top part of the water, maybe even bottom left of the lake. Yeah, a part of the lake of that thing that is basically broken seems to resemble his pterodactyl. Because his pterodactyl basically has 2 wings or 2 horns, 1 wing, beak and a little foot. And if you look there, it looks like a little foot, 1 wing, 2 horns and a beak. Interesting that the igloo, though, the little island there, well, everything else apparently was not showing. I think there's a good chance we'll find some important clues in those locations.
Do we know how to get to the hold?
Good question. I think it was labeled at the diagram of the airship in this pamphlet. Yeah, we need to go down and by the cabin. There it is. Well, whatever are we waiting for? Let's go. Yeah, for example, like now I actually can show. Here is the second wing. Here is the little horn. Here is the first wing. Here is the leg. Here is the glowing eye. And here is the beak.
Interesting that you saw the eye though, like something was glowing on it. But this thing, the whole greenery, is non-seeable from his picture. Okay, I guess we're gonna go to the hole now. Yeah, now we have 2 cows down here. Where it's supposed to be 1 bull and 1 cow. So this is the hold. This is where Pierce orchestrated the whole cover-up operation. When we go over this place with a fine-tooth comb. Hey, Nick! Weren't we supposed to need a key card to get in here? You're right. I wonder why it was unlocked. Oh! You! Emma! What are you doing here? Just a little independent investigating for my own sake. Gotta keep out of the mine shop. So the door's security system was turned off for the police investigation. We'd like to investigate the hole ourselves. Would that be alright? Yeah, sure. Police just finished their examination anyway. Thanks. We'll just take a quick look around them. Oh, right. You should know that the floor doubles as a huge lift. You can use that lever on the back there to raise up to the vista deck. The police inspected it already, but didn't find anything of particular interest, it seemed. If you go up there and go up to the vista deck with the lift, be careful not to fall off. Got it. Thanks. That goes double for you, Maya. Yes, ma'am. Well, let's get this show on the road. Well, first of all, the most obvious thing here, 2 cows. So, there are 2 male Pegabos lantern in the reception hall. That must mean that there are 2 female Pegacow lanterns. Lally got their sexes mixed up when he replaced the one in the reception hall, huh? Didn't we see the horns? Their difference is pretty glaring, if you ask me. And yet he managed not to notice. That's what makes Larry Larry. And Larry being Larry is why I've seen more than my fair share of trouble for my lifetime. Oh, Mr. Wright. You know that lantern the victim was found inside of the reception hall? I'm just about to go piece it back together so the police can examine it. Oh, okay. We'll stop by for a look too, once you're done fixing it. I think now is where the handle thing comes in. We have a bell. What's that? Wedding bell? According to the pamphlet, it's used on the vista deck during wedding ceremonies to bless the newlyweds. Guess they disassemble and store it away here in the hall when it's not being used. We have a big-ass cake. Oh, it's a cake, Nick. It's big. They wouldn't miss one little piece, would they? If you're that in the mood for a mouthful of styrofoam, sure, knock yourself out. You mean it's not real? Well, it sure fooled me. I was ready to have some of that. I'm really craved cake now. Come on, let's go and get some. Maybe after the trial is over. Who knows, we might actually get invited to like wedding cakes. Or wedding for wedding cake. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. These are the flowers we saw in Larry's photo. The petals make them look like gears. Perfect flower for a sprocket family, huh? Then we're going to show the couple with the petals. You mean kind of like how people throw rice or confetti? Yeah, like that. Only these were found at the scene of a murder instead. This might be the dishes and the glasses they use for receptions. Very fancy. I bet we're in big trouble if we broke any of them. Oh, I wanna see, Nick. You, young lady, need to stay far away from them. Nick, you think I'm going to break them, don't you? Let's just say your rap sheet for breaking things doesn't help your case. So this is Airship's engine. It's pretty impressive. And it's all rhythmic, like a heartbeat. It's the little heart of the flying chapel. Look at all those huge gears spinning around and around and around and around and around. I think I'm starting to get dizzy. Yeah, me too. Okay, so that was that. Can check the plane as well, just because. Oh, look, Nick, it's an airplane. I wonder if Soren built that one too. Hey, why don't we take it for a spin? Just a quick tour around the neighborhood. And who do you propose is going to pilot that wooden death trap? Me, of course, who else? Don't worry, I've seen people fly airplanes on TV plenty of times. I think I'll pass. I still got my whole life ahead of me. We have a chandelier. Oh, look, there is actually handprints. Huh? It looks like there are some fingerprints on the candelabra. Oh, candelabra. Yeah, chandelier is the hanging thing, sorry. Mixed them up. Yeah, I just got done dusting that. It was able to pull a set of left-handed prints. Do you know whose prints they are? Oh, yes. The prints belong to the victim, Gloomsbury. Nick, I just figured out something amazing. You did? Get this. If the fingerprints on the candelabra were from the left hand, then Mr. Doom and Gloom must have been left-handed. But think of that. Do I have the makings of a great detective or what? Actually, yes. Because we had this thing where it says grab Ellen when convenient, then send her off from the Vista deck. A note found near the victim's body. The writing is smudged and as thought written by a right-handed person. Which means it is not Gloomsbury. You're really silly, Sally, if you thought that deduction was in any way encyclopedic. Hey, you're pretty good, Maya. I looked into it myself and sure enough, the victim really was left-handed. Really? I got it right. Awesome. Ah, good for you, Maya. Good for you, that's all you got to say. I think you did a really great job, Maya. Way to go. I guess one can never have much too info. Now you're talking. But come to think of it, this candelabra isn't the photo Larry took of the hole, is it? That picture was taken when they were getting ready for the first reception, right? The candelabra must have been brought in here sometimes after that then. It's not possible it has something to do with the incident though. I better add in the evidence file just in case. Oh, by the way, Mr. Wright. You can have this fingerprint powder if you like. You're giving this to us? Sure. I have 4 other sets. Damn. Thanks. I think there's something more to the candelabra, but I can't put my finger on it. Simple, he was left-handed. Either that or this is the murder weapon. Okay, let's go up then. Oh look, there's the lever to the lift Emma told us about. Let's try going up. I'll go flip the switch. There goes nothing. Wait, I'm not even on it yet. Oh, look. Hey, Maya, stop the lift. The only thing I hate is the goddamn portal to hell underneath the elevator. Why does it need to be so deep? What? Sorry, I got a little carried away. Never mind that, move it over a little. Okay. Is that blood? But let me see. Could it be Mr. Gloomsbury's blood? Well, this lift goes up to the Vista deck where the murder took place, so I think that the most logical conclusion. But I thought the victim was clubbed to death and that there wasn't much blood. The funny part is, I think I kind of know what happened. I don't remember this case, but if we want to somehow win this, we could say this. Yes, she hit him to defend herself, because doing it once is self-defense. Then he basically tumbled and fell down the elevator and hit his head on the edge, which makes it 2 times. And that is what killed him. That at least is the logical conclusion of being hit twice, and the murder weapon must have been the timepiece. I should ask Emma about some more about this some more later, because at the same time the timepiece is basically just a wooden thing with a corner, and this is a corner. Like, there is no difference. Oh, self-defense from Ellen and the killing blow from gravity. Yeah, exactly. Which means that if that was actually true, it will still go over with the self-defense act, and not I want to murder you act of hitting you twice. Maya, can you bring the lift back down? You got it. I'll flip the switch again. This lift doesn't feel safe, or is that just me? It doesn't feel safe at all. Nothing of it feels safe. Done. I want to find some more about that. I want to find out some more about that bloodstain. But for now, I guess we're gonna go up the Vista deck. So it would be third-degree murder. Third-degree murder? No, I don't know. I am a bit uncertain. The only thing I know is it would be self-defense. The gravity part, that was just stupidity. And then if, yes, everyone here basically believed she was a murderer and wanted to hide it, then that's their fault for doing that. The view must be great from up there. I bet it'll be awesome. I mean, it would be if it wasn't the scene of the murder. Okay, to the Vista deck we go. Third-degree murder is a homicide that is not intentional, but may have been committed with reckless disregard for human life. It is also known as manslaughter. I wouldn't say that, no. Because basically, yes, if she basically pulled down the lever and made that happen, perhaps. But basically, this could have just been his stupidity. And the other one was basically a hit to the head to get away from him. So that would still be self-defense, and the rest is just him tumbling down an elevator. Okay, I'll just flip the switch again, and away we go. Yeah, looking back at it now, she didn't plan on hurting him. She was focused on defending herself. Yep. And if it was the elevator killing him, then she definitely could not really have done it. Not in the sense of like anyone being able to prove it, though. If she pushed him or something, sure, but I don't think that was really what happened. At the same time, it must be kind of... Here's the problem I have. You need to hit the corner, right? Because it wasn't a flat surface, no one saw it, which means it had to be on the side. I think the real murder actually happened in the hold. The reason for that is that he got struck in the head, in the back of the head, and started fleeing. And then the person who wrote this note, who is not left-handed but right-handed, met him in the hold and decided you cannot exist anymore, and decided to make it his duty to kill him and hide him in the cow. But because of everything that happened, perhaps someone believed that she killed him or something, or at least Soren believed that she killed him, and decided to make this happen again. And that is why then everyone did this. No one knew about the murder. Some people thought of the murder, but not that it was murder. So this is where Ellen was attacked and Mr. Gloomsbury was killed. Jeez, one step on its kerplatt on the ground below. Should we go investigate the stuff that's a little closer to Edge? Well, I don't see much of anything over there. The police investigation didn't turn up any clues either, so maybe don't need to. Oh, I get it, you're scared, aren't you, Nick? Of course not. Come on, let's go back down and finish checking off the hold. Okay, that was nothing, I guess. I couldn't even check anything. I think that's why no one saw anything. Because it was actually happening here. Yeah, so that's done. The Vista deck is apparently done. That's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. The cow's done. I think I'm done here. Show Emma suspicious piece of evidence. I guess that's the only thing I can do right now. Emma, about this bloodstain. Doesn't something about it strike you as odd? What's so odd about the victim's blood? That's not exactly... There's just something about it that bothers me. Now that you mention it, I can't say I necessarily disagree with you. I should talk about this some more with her. Oh, I can talk about all of these things. Any current progress with your investigation? Nothing conclusive yet, I'm afraid. Almost everybody was involved with a cover-up. So it's hard to know who or what to believe. I know what you mean. Unless you have some compelling evidence, I'm afraid I'm going to have to be a tough trial for you. But you're telling me. There isn't much time left, so I've just got to make do and see what I can turn up. Emma, can we check out this candelabra a little more? A little more? What do you... Oops. What happened? Oh, Jesus. I don't know why, but the first thing I came to think of when I saw the piercing things of these things is a donut filler. I'm not joking, because I've seen now a... Not ancient perhaps, but one of the first donut fillers. And it basically is two niche thick needles, just like this thing, poking up from a bucket, where you put a donut on it and then just press. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can find the name of the channel, if anyone wants to search this up, because I started looking at a cooking channel. Not that they cook sometimes, but they do kind of interesting things while looking through like cooking utensils or other things. And they're called Sorted Food. Apparently there they went through old machines and stuff they used to do. And apparently, yeah, they had a bucket with two big ass needles that is just kind of resembling this thing. I almost dropped the candelabra and the candle slipped out. Well, let's be careful. Let's be careful with that. It might be important evidence. Wait a minute. Now what? One of the points that hold the candle is broken. What? There's definitely something fishy about this candelabra. There is? What makes you say that? Cultic forensic investigation intuition. We already tested this for prints earlier, so let's test it with a luminol this time. Knowing Emma, she should use every test she has at the same time if she could. Just hang on, this will only take a second. I hope this turned out to be a new lead somehow. Well, Emma, did you find anything? Take a look at this, Mr. Wright. 2. What is all that blood doing on there? Hold on, I wanna check something. Did they actually find blood on the goddamn thing? It just says murder weapon. But... that is... No, that is not from being smacked. Someone was stabbed with this thing. Maybe somebody got hurt while they were setting up for the reception. These pins are pretty sharp. But if one of the pins are broken, it means there was some force involved. Do you think maybe somebody got stabbed? But nobody reported anything like that. It's quite a bit of blood. I wonder whose it is. If I have anything that might shed some light on that, I should probably show it to Emma. About this bloodstain. What about it? There's something about it that's been bothering me. Oh yeah? What's that? Well, there's a huge bloodstain on the crime scene lift and bloodstained candelabra. Now this is only a guess, but I'm thinking maybe these two bloodstains are from the same source. I'm thinking maybe these two bloodstains are from the same source. I guess that is a possibility. Can we compare the two bloodstains? Would that take a lot of time? Are you kidding? Don't underestimate the power of science. I'll be done in a jiffy. Okay. And the results are in. That didn't take long now, did it? It seems that the blood from the lift and candelabra are from the same person. We don't just know who yet. So someone was stabbed in here. Well, the victim was clubbed to death and there wasn't all that much blood. But if this is Mr. Gloomsbury's blood... Well, this is just a guess, but... What if Mr. Gloomsbury stabbed somebody with a candelabra pin? That would explain both a huge bloodstain on the lift and the blood on the candelabra. My goodness, if that's true, that means there was somebody else present at the scene of the murder. It does, doesn't it? Which is kind of what we needed to prove from just the eyewitnessing statement, her statement. Emma, could you have this blood analyzed? Sure thing. A mysterious blood stain on a candelabra with a victim's prints on it. This just might be the thing to back up Ella's memory of seeing the third person. Next up, the reception hall. It might be worth taking another look at it around there. The reception hall? The forensic team isn't there in the investigation right now. Oh, they are? Well, why don't we have time just to sit around, so let's go and check out something else. Good idea. We could go and question some people, especially Soren. I have quite a few questions for that guy. Oh, sounds good, Nick. I have to do some legwork, huh? Yep. Thought we'd be heading to Soren's house for starters. He was accompanying the police on their way on the investigation here earlier, but he's probably home by now. Great. Thanks. Later, Emma. You know what? I'm gonna call it here as well. I think it's a good time. And a good thing with this game is when there's stuff like this happening, it's a good place to kind of like save and just end.